Hi Flosstube, this is Veronica with Night Stitch and I have a Flosstube update today. So today is Thursday, May 29th and 2025 and I have a Flosstube update. I'm going to show you the whips I worked on this week. First we have this, which is Christmas in London. This is a Mirabilia. I am using Starburst by Fibrolicious. It's 32 count Lugana. Well, it's gonna be upside down because I like showing things upside down. This is the whole thing, and I have reached the bottom of the pattern with the deer head, and I've also reached the top of the pattern, which is the curtains up here. So I'm gonna show you this part because this is where I worked. So I went up and then I had a lot of this up here already. What I did was I filled in more of this stuff here. This I already had like a trail going up, but then I filled it in more and then added this part for sure. So this pattern is 297 high by 220 wide. It's 65,340 stitches. I worked on this and I put 330 stitches into it. I set a goal to get to 3%. It has 1,913 stitches in it right now and it's at 2.93%. So I almost got to the 3%. But I have 87 stitches left to get there. And it has 63,427 stitches left. So the next time I pull it out, I'm going to keep trying to get to 3%. That was the only whip I worked on that was one of my weekly pulls. And so because of that, I think this week I'm just going to pull one whip for a weekly pull. The rest of the stuff I worked on was Whip Go and Stitch Mania. And my temperature chart. So Stitch Mania was... I worked on things on May 23rd, May 26th, May 27th, and May 28th. And I was a day behind on some of the Mania things. So I actually worked on my May 22nd piece on May 23rd, so things kind of got pushed back like a day, but I worked on everything, which is why I didn't work on all of my weekly pulls, because I was trying to get my Mania stuff done, because two of them were the Doreen Jones Christmas Advent Calendar and I needed to finish those in May, so I worked on those instead of some of the weekly pulls. So this one is day 13 and this is my Jam fabric by Fibrolicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana, and this was Mania Day 16. Batman was in jail and it was his third attempt at rolling doubles to get out, which he didn't. So this was a jail penalty piece, which is work on a whip with backstitch. I finished it because I wanted to get it done. So I did. I replaced some of the threads. So I used Kreinik instead of some of the just like B5200. And then yellow, I used gold diamond from DMC. And then I changed the house to blue. And I changed this top to pink here, the fill-in behind the little Christmas trees. And down here I just used red, so those are different, but I am okay with that. I actually didn't realize that I had not used pink on the bottom, but I'm okay with it. It doesn't matter. It looks cool, so it's 44 high by 25 wide. I count the back stitch too, so it actually was 1,102 stitches total when I got it all done. Even though if I multiply 44 by 25, it's 1,110, I think, or something like that. $44 by 25 is 1,100, but it's 2 stitches over. So, let's see. I started it on May 6th and I finished it on May 23rd. I worked on it for 5 days. I put in 1,102 stitches. So now that is done. And I have a pin here because I'm going to start June's assigned calendar things. One on this fabric so I can cut it off and have, because I don't want to just cut off this chunk of it and then it'll be just awkward to put in a frame after that, so I thought I would just do another one at the top and then I can like cut it off evenly, and then then I'll just have like a smaller piece on the bottom, which will be fine to put in a frame. So there's that. So that was one finish. I'll go ahead and show you my second finish. So I also finished day 12 of Doreen Jones' Christmas Advent Calendar. So I'm still on track with my game that I'm trying to do for December. So this is done on Frosty Mint. It's 32 count Lugana. And it's by Fiberlicious. And I have this. It's done. This is also 44 high by 25 wide. I started it on May 2nd and I finished it on May 25th, and I worked on it for 5 days. And I put in 1,220 stitches, so that's how many is in the pattern. I changed the yellow to this variegated purple here in the present. And I think that's all that I changed. I left the rest of everything the same. But I've been changing some of the colors because the pattern has like, a select few colors, and since I've been doing them all, I feel like I change colors so that I don't get bored of working with the same colors over and over again. So I have that, and I have the bottom piece of that remnant fabric for another pattern, so I think I'm going to use the other half of that too for the June's piece, so that way I can cut those out and like fully finish them. So I think those are all the finishes I had. This is another Stitch Mania piece. It's out of the World of Cross Stitching magazine, and it's the one that doesn't have a photo that I have to show you from back here. It's this car. So, but you've seen it a lot. I've been working on it a lot because it always gets pulled, because it's a property whip. And Buzz lands on properties quite often, so it's 40 high by 50 wide, and I just guessed that by counting the squares on the pattern, like 10 by 10 blocks, estimating. So I've estimated it to be about 2,000 stitches. I'm using Naiad by Under the Sea Fabrics, and I have this now. I have been working on it since May 9th, so it now has 257 stitches in it total for May, but I put in 101 stitches since you last saw it, and maybe it was 51. Yeah, it's 51 because my last Flosstube was last Thursday, so I filmed on Thursday, I posted it on Friday, but so I put 51 more stitches in. I added down here, I kept going, extending the car, and so now it has 257 stitches in it. It's at 12.85% done, and it has 1,743 stitches left. This next pattern is out of the Cross Stitch Crazy magazine. And this is the cover. And I've been working on the Blackwork Kite and the kite and the hot air balloons. I've been using the same fabric for both of them, which is 28 count white Lugana. And I'll go ahead and show you both of them at the same time. So I have several other bookmarks that I was going to put as well, like work on as well, but those didn't get pulled for Monopoly, so they are not started. So the first one is the Blackwork Kite, and they're all the same size, so they're 78 high by 31 wide. It has 2,418 stitches total. I put in 51 stitches since you last saw it. It has 205 stitches in it now. It's at 8.48%, and it has 2,213 stitches left. And this is my first time doing black work, and I feel like I like it, although it seems a little challenging when I'm trying to read the pattern sometimes, because when you do like the black work things, it's like, maybe it's because my working copies are the way they are, but I had to print one in black and white, and so I had to refer to the magazine for where some of the, like, which backstitch color it was, which was fine, but I think it's making it a little more challenging than some of my other patterns that I work on. So I think I like black work, as far as like I didn't just start one and then immediately hate it. So I think I like it for the most part. So this is the Black Orc hot air balloons. It's 78 high by 31 wide. It has 2,418 stitches in it total. I put in 53 stitches since you last saw it. Is that right? When was my Flosstube video? I need to do a better job about this. So I either put 53 stitches in since you last saw it, or I put in 271. Because it has 271 stitches in it right now. It's at 11.21% and it has 2,147 stitches left. And this balloon is kind of where I was having a hard time with the color and the like black work stuff I was talking about. And I was having a very like difficult time counting over, because it's like, it's not an X, so it's the line of backstitch. So then when you count over 3, it was like, it was 3, but then you had to put it in the 4th hole. So it was just like, my mind was just not having it. So I had to do it differently, where I had to start in a different spot, because I was going to start this purple in a different spot, not like in the wrong spot or anything, but I was going to start on the pattern from a different place, and the counting was just, I couldn't do it. So I ended up using the light blue lines as a indicator instead of like trying to start over here, because for some reason counting from here to here was just like a nightmare. So I ended up figuring it out, but I think that's where black work is a little bit more challenging for me than regular cross stitch, because I think stitching by reference is not as easy with black work. And I also ended up forgetting that I'd already printed out the black work kite working copy, so I printed out another one, and I was like, this morning I found it when I was trying to get all my stuff together for my Flosstube video, and I was like, This next Stitch Mania chart is from the Christmas magazine, from the Just Cross Stitch Christmas 2024. And it's the Hello Snow, those 2 snowmen up there. And it's by Jennifer J. Redmond. I'm using Garden of Dream by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I have this. This is 63 high by 63 wide. It has 3,969 stitches total. I put in 50 stitches since you last saw it, so it has 200 stitches in it now. It's at 5.04% and it has 3,769 stitches left. Okay, now I'm going to show you my temperature chart. This is Visit London. This is by Moreshka. It's a kit. So I'm doing it on Rose Taupe by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I did all 7 days of the temperature, and I did it in 2 days because I took Tina's advice. Tina had commented maybe write down the temperatures for the 7 days and then just do it in like 1 or 2 sessions if you don't feel like doing it every day. And since I was late on Stitch Mania stuff, because I wanted to film I wanted to make sure I did all of those, I was kind of postponing my other stuff, and so I ended up using Tina's suggestion, and I wrote down the temperatures, and then I stitched on this when I had done my Stitch Mania stuff. So This is the whole thing, and it fits on half. And I started in the top left on this one. And it's 100 high by 140 wide. It has 14,000 stitches total. So May 22nd, it was 57 degrees, so it got 100 stitches. May 23rd, it was 65 degrees, so it got 100 stitches. May 24th, it was 64 degrees, so it got 50 stitches. May 25th, it was 65, so it got 100 stitches. May 26th, it was 68, so it got 50 stitches. May 27th, it was 54, so it got 100 stitches. And May 28th, it was 66, and it got 50 stitches. So all in total, it got 550 stitches this week. And I got it to 2,877 stitches, and it has 20.55% done, and it has 11,123 stitches left. And the last time I worked on it, it had 16.62% done, so I upped it by 4%, almost 4%, because it's at 20.55%. So I really like this temperature stitching. It's making me have a lot of progress on my full coverage. All right, next are WIPGO related items. So the end of the month is now. So Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff pulled the WIPGO numbers. So I have the new ones and I have the ones I finished for May. So my WIPGO for May was Castle Homecoming Club by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I'm doing it on Eucalyptus Showers by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I had a goal on it to work on it for 5 days for WIPGO. It didn't have to be consecutive, but I had to be 5 days in May. So I did that. So I finished the WIPGO goal. So this is 144 high by 192 wide. It has 27,648 stitches in it total. I put in 728 stitches. So now it has 8,393 stitches. It's at 30.36% done, and it has 19,255 stitches left. And I worked on it on May 11th, May 16th, May 20th, May 21st, and May 28th for the 5 days. My second piece for May WIPGO was Gryffindor Crest. This is a free pattern by Little Mojo, and you can find it on Lord Libiden's website under Epic Gryffindor Crest. I'm doing it on Storm Chaser by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. Sorry, my nose is really stuffy. I didn't take my allergy medicine. I should have. Maybe when I break, I will. But I feel like I'm like congested in my face. So this is the fabric. I worked up in the top part of it. Trying to see how I can fold it so I can show it better. Guess I can just do this. It's 239 high by 187 wide. That's 44,693 stitches total. My goal is to put 1,000 stitches in it in May. So that's what I did. I put 1,000 stitches in it. So now it has 17,334 stitches total. It's at 38.78% and it has 27,359 stitches left. So whip go for May is completed. Here is my whip go board. I wrote it down by hand. Castle Homecoming Club here, and I'm gonna cross that off on screen because it's fun. So here we go. Castle Homecoming is crossed off, and Gryffindor Crest is down here. That is also crossed off crookedly because, yeah, anyway. Crossed off. Success. Okay, so the June whip go is called, so it's number 23 here. Every book is a TARDIS. So I'm gonna write down June on those. Okay, so that says June. So 21 was the other call, which is over here. It's America, America. So we're gonna write June on there. So that's done. Now I'm going to show you the project. So this is Every Book is a TARDIS. This is by Erica Glover. I'm doing it on Where Shadow Used to Fall by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And I'm doing it on the top left because I was going to use the other part of the fabric for some other bookmarks. So I have the TARDIS almost done. I'm going to put handles on it backstitched somewhere where the handles are supposed to go. And then there's words that Every Book is a TARDIS that I need to do. So that one's probably going to be close to being done. So that's exciting. I've been finishing a lot of things lately, which is strange, but good. Oh, there's one whip I forgot to show you, but I'll do that after this. So America, America looks like this. It's by Stony Creek, and I got it for free when they had their free pattern of the month. They cycle patterns, and they'll like put a free one, and then you can just pay shipping. So I am doing it on Dragon Tears by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This is where I'm going to be starting from. I have part of the flag going. And I think I need to make a working copy because for some reason sometimes I get it in my head that I should just work off the real pattern, like the main, what do you call it, the original pattern, and use highlighter tape. I don't know why I do that sometimes because I'm a much better, like, faster stitcher when I actually make a working copy and I'm able to highlight instead of just like trying to read where I am every time I look back at the pattern. And I don't know why I jump back and forth sometimes. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't need a working copy. I can just work off the original. And then I go slower. And I'm like, why do you do this to yourself? So I'm going to make a working copy and then that'll be better. So. Alright, that's Whitgo. I don't know where I put this stuff that I need to just put it behind me. That's stuff I need to keep out because I'm gonna be working on it. So the whip I forgot to show you is in the Q-snap, and I always do this. If I have a whip in a Q-snap, I forget to show you until like later. So then I have to like randomly show you in a random part of the video. This is the medieval sampler. This is 97 stitches that I put in just to start it because I was doing a bunch of other stuff, and so I just put in like a 10 by 10 grid, but it just so happened that it's not full coverage, so not all of the grids are 100 completely, but I finished one of the grids. It happened to be 97 stitches, and that's what it looks like. So I'm doing this on Fiberlicious Aloe from the Other Side is the name of it. It's 32 count Lugana. And yeah, that's what I did. So this is the castle, part of the castle. Okay, so I got that done. So I wanted this to be like I would draw the Whipgo prompts after the Whipgo, but because I forgot to show you the thing in the Q-snap, I can't do that, so I'm just gonna keep going out of order and I'll just do this saving shopping thing. So we're gonna update this board. I'll see how much closer I am to getting that one random pattern off of my Hade wish list. So I'm gonna do minus 500 here. So we'll end up with 4,100. So this is 41 skeins left. And for the total, we're gonna have 6,050 stitches left. That's updated. Get my paper one here. Yeah, right here. Cross that off and write 6,050 stitches left for the total. All right, that is that updated. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different this week. So last week I was catching up on some of my Stitch Mania stuff, so I only worked on one whip. So I think, and then the last week, there was one week I did work on almost everything except one, which was fine, but I feel like the week after that I didn't work on a whole bunch of stuff again. So I think this week I'm just gonna pull one whip, like one random whip out of here, and I'll pull the temperature as well, and then I'll pull one new start because Mania's over. I'm still going to play Monopoly, so I'm still going to have all of those pieces. And I have my Whip Go pieces. And I have the Mill Hill that I was working on. And that Farm Fresh thing. And my temperature skyline thing that I'm like haven't worked on in a while. So I think I'm going to try to give myself a bit of catch up. So I think I'm gonna just pull one whip out of here for the weekly pull stuff, because I have enough to work on. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, so like I'm not gonna get bored. I have enough. Okay, I'm gonna shake for the whip. Oh, why that was really long, sorry. Alright, the whip is going to be CSI. So I'm going to put the full coverage in here and I'll come back. Temperature chart for the week is Route 66 farm stand. Alright, I have WhipGo prompts in here now. So for every book is a TARDIS. Let's see what I do for it. Finish 5 letters or numbers. All right, America, America. It says finish one phrase, but I don't think that applies really. Yeah, because I'm nowhere near where the phrase is on that pattern. I'm going to pull again. One day. So I'm going to work on America, America for one day. Okay, we're going to update this here. So every book is a TARDIS is right here. So what was it? Finish. Five letters. So that one doesn't have numbers, so I'm just going to put finish 5 letters. And America, America, we're going to work on for, well, I'm going to work on for one day. So there's that. Okay, the WhipGo board is successfully all updated now. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to put new starts in here and I'll pull 1 for that. Now I'm going to pull a new start. Sea to Shining Sea. All right, I'm going to pull those projects and I will come right back. This is going to be Monopoly. I'm stopping Mania now because it's May's over. So, but I am going to keep playing this Monopoly game the same way that I've been doing it before. But I just won't count the new starts as Mania starts. I'll just count them as normal starts. So first we're gonna see if Captain America can get out of jail. And he didn't roll doubles. Next we have Obi-Wan, who's over here. He rolled 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he landed on go. Buzz is next. And he got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was close. He landed on Mon Calamari. Okay, so Captain America owns Mon Calamari, so I'm gonna work on Buzz's whip and Captain America's whip for that spot, for the property spot. It's Batman's turn. He got 3, so he's still in jail. Monopoly's done, so back to the regular video. Alright, here are the things I'm going to be working on next week. So, the Monopoly stuff, Captain America is in jail, so I'm going to work on a whip with backstitch. And I decided I was going to start another one of his magazine pieces. So, I'm going to do this Dad Comic Burst here. And I'm going to use Hidden Treasures by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And this is what it looks like. And I have a finished piece on here, but Dad Comic Burst is going to go underneath because it's not that big, so. That was the I Love Pretzel Day from Hobby Lobby. It was a kit based on the Office comedy show. Okay. Next for Monopoly, I'm going to work on Dress and Purse, which is Obi-Wan's special project. So he landed on Go, and Go is a special spot in Monopoly. So I'm going to work on this. And I'm going to put 50 stitches into it. And the Dad Comic Burst, since I'm starting it new, I'm going to work on it as much as I feel like. Dress and Purse is on Midnight Splendor by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And I have 2 other things on here. This dragon is a UFO and this thing is a finish. So, and I realized that I did Dress and Purse on the flip side. So, that's what I have there. And by flip side, I mean it's on the back of the fabric. Alright, Buzz's move for Monopoly was to land on Captain America's property. So I'm going to work on Buzz's project and Captain America's project. Buzz's project is the Dad car number 19, which you've already seen. So I'm not going to show you again. Captain America's project is the Figgy Pud Jumper, which is this ornament that looks like a sweater. I'm doing it on Artiste fabric. It's 18 count Aida. And this is what I have, and I'm gonna add 50 more stitches to it. Oh, and for Buzz's project, I'm gonna put 50 stitches in too. Okay, and the medieval sampler is Batman's project because it's a whip with backstitch, and I decided I was just gonna put more into that because 50 stitches more into that because that has backstitch in it. So that's all for Monopoly. So this is my temperature chart, which is the farm stand, Route 66 farm stand by Design Works. And I'm using Secret Garden by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. This is what I have. Right, and then my whip for the week is CSI, which is by Clouds Factory, and it is done on Waiting for You by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. Okay, and the new start is this. Sea to Shining Sea. This is by Pickle Barrel Designs, and it's the lyrics to America. Sea to Shining Sea is, well, it's the Sea to Shining Sea lyrics. I almost said America the Beautiful, but that's a different song, so I think I'm gonna do it on the piece of fabric I have Courage on, because Courage just is at the top half of the fabric, and this is 96 by 148, so it might fit on the bottom half. If not, I'll figure something else out, but it's 96 by 148, and they did it on 25 count Lugana. But I'm gonna see, it might, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, so those are all the things I'm gonna be working on. Thank you everybody for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.